Hello. Today I want to talk about a new Stampede, new Trigun series, Trigun Stampede. My God, the animation is awesome, but I have a lot of problem with this adaptation. First of all, the gun of which carries Vash the Stampede looks like Dominator from Psychopath, which is completely looks completely different from the original Trigun franchise series from 90s. So that's huge. Why they changed the gun to look like this and why and but that's not the main not the main point. That's a nitpicking. But if you are looking for story which shows you the pacifist who won't kill, that's a very different take of a Trigun storyline. Because in anime adaptation from the 90s, we were introduced to Vash the Stampede as a jerk, a goofball, a airhead, who's very like comical, and slowly the show built up his like mystery element, who he really is and what's his place in this Western world. But in this new adaptation, Trigun Stampede, we don't have that. We were taught from the very beginning that the spaceships came to this planet, they crashed, the humanity lived on this planet, and there is like the main antagonist from the very beginning, from the first episode. And in adaptation from 90s, there was none of that. The backstory of Vash the Stampede and his brother was completely was later down in the episodes, in but not at the beginning. And this robs us of every any mystery, and new viewers of wanting to, like, experience this new adaptation if they didn't watch the previous version from 90s. And the Stampede looks in this new version as very a little bit more pretentious to don't kill anybody, but I want to save all people and some shit like that. But in the first anime adaptation from the 90s, he was much more nuanced. He had this philosophy where is best portrayed when in certain episode he needs to save people from heist on the bank, and the Belgrals and thieves are in this bank, and he hides himself in the trash bin, and soon he comes out and talks with a drunk man who was a metalsmith or a gunsmith, and he tells him that I don't know you particularly what he said, but that was much more deeper than what we see in the Stampede right now. Right now there are like 7 episodes which came out, and we really and I really don't enjoy those characters as much as in original anime. And they swapped a character who was a partner for Millie, and Millie right now is not working for agency who protects the livelihood of people, but he's a reporter. What the fuck? And the guy who is instead of I don't know, this tall woman which is with this short one, uh, completely, she doesn't even is in this show. What happened? God damn it. And you know, I can dissect it and say it that this anime is horrible. It's not completely horrible. There are some good parts, but I think that the show is uh, was a little bit changed to be more digestible for young viewers which expect, you know, action and blood everywhere, and that's what will sell them on this plot premise. But Trigun never was about that much about bloodshed. It was about choices, what consequences have certain choices. And in the 90s adaptation, we can see that even though the viewpoint of Vash the Stampede is flawed, that he didn't come up with it with this philosophy like Batman, which parents died in the alley. No, his whole philosophy consists on teachings of his mentor, this lady in the first episode of Vashden Stampede, who saved both Knives and him, and she was a pacifist. And in the 90s anime, this is also shown, but later down in the episodes. But the Stampede do is doing what he does because he respects her wishes. Her wishes. He doesn't come up with this fucking philosophy on his own like Batman, but he respects wishes of his quote unquote mother, and he wants to you know live as she wished he would live. And that's the point of Trigun. His whole character, his core character, is based in and ingrained in this tragic memory because his like mother died in before saving a few spaceships by redirecting their course of collision, and that's very powerful. And tell you what, in the 90s anime, Vash the Stampede, as a kid, wants to smash with rock head of the knives, but he didn't do it. Why? Because when he was scared and didn't know what to do, he remembered the last wishes of his mother. Uh, uh, this woman who was pacifist and didn't want to take lives and wanted to save lives. And this is the core concept of his character. And in Stampede, Trigun Stampede, we don't have that. We never the truth as as of now, is not revealed in that way. He is just like a pacifist who is a pacifist, and that's it. There is no depth to it, and I don't like this adaptation. I honestly say this is not the right. This is not how you write characters. And even Wolfwood, Wolfwood is much more pissed off on Vash the Stampede than in the 90s. In the 90s anime, he was a chill guy. Of course, with a tragic backstory and so on and so forth. But you you changed his whole persona from easygoing to the do this or I kill you. Yeah. So, God damn it, people. I don't know why are those decisions made. I tell you what, I didn't read the manga. I know that the 19th anime covers manga like in 80% of the story, and the ending in the 90s anime is much far more better than I would expect in manga. It's great finale, and I don't know. When I first watched the trailer to Trigun Stampede, I was expecting, oh god, I was expecting a 2D animation. But when I saw the change design of the Stampede, the Vash the Stampede, and you know the whole CGI, I just got, oh god, we are really doing this, aren't we? And yeah, the design of Vash the Stampede is much more better in the 90s. He has a full coat, red coat, who has these buttons on it, and his left hand is mechanical, but is not shown that this hand is mechanical until the later episodes. And you know, the 90s anime knew how to keep a mystery of the Vash the Stampede, why he is the way he is, uh, why his hand is mechanical. Every question you had at the beginning of the few episodes of 90s movie Trigun were explained along the way. And right now we have fucking Trigun Stampede, where you see the left hand of Vash is completely like a crystal mechanical body part, and it's obvious, and it looks cool, yeah. But in the original show, there was none of that. You never knew that his hand was mechanical until it's transformed into a gun. And one more thing, Vash the Stampede from the very beginning, if came to show, was considering killing enemies. Killing enemies. There is like episode where there is like a very buff guy who wants to kill Vash the Stampede because he works for knives, and when he is out of ammo and Vash the Stampede is holding his gun to his head, he tells something like that: "Don't push your luck, don't push your luck," or in quotation, or I will do it. And he didn't say the last part, but that moment alone is much more profound than what we see now in Trigun Stampede. it's completely different take from original source material, and I don't like it. I honestly don't like it, and I don't know what to say. Maybe in the later episodes, the show will be more good than bad, but I predict there will be more action dynamics and jumping, shooting, and no, and so on and so forth. Because what this new show of Trigun does is showing you that Vash the Stampede has like complete completely uh, wrong philosophy, and that's not entirely true. In movie Badlands Rumble, Trigun Badlands Rumble, there is shown the power of his philosophy. He saved a criminal, and then this criminal get himself a wife, and the child was born. And the child in this story of Badlands Rumble is a bounty hunter, grown up bounty hunter, who is after his father. And without help of Vash the Stampede, he would kill his father, and she didn't. She would kill his father, and she didn't. And that's how you should write a character as Vash the Stampede. His philosophy is flawed, but that's not entirely his fault that he is the way he is. He just respects the wishes of a of parent who died on the spaceship, and that's his core character concept. And not every pacifist take on the situation must end up in more bloodshed than like it was shown in the first 7 episodes of Trigun Stampede. We I don't know why they changed so much of the original source material, where we had a good show, just plain and simple. Trigun, Trigun from 1990 something. And I really don't like this change. I really don't like this change at all. But I will watch it to the very end, and hopefully I will get a few like perks from it. But the Vash in this new show, Vash is not even funny anymore. It's not funny at all. Like, where this comedy aspect gone? We went full dark mode for 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 this story, full dark mode, and that's not ideal situation. The show is not um, like provoking or challenging for viewers right now, and I don't know what to make of it. And I give you one example why uh, Stampede, Trigun Stampede, is like a complete mess of story. I was interested. I was interested, or much more invested, in character, in very minor character, Zazie the Beast. She is so cheerful and a little bit chaotic and laid back that I was immediately sold out on her new reimagined design. And if I am invested in side character rather than the two main characters, Wolfwood and Vash, that's saying something. That's saying something a lot. It means that Trigun Stampede is not worth like any penny if you miss the psychology of those characters. Of course, I never read a manga of Trigun, so I don't know how much the original content will go with the Trigun Stampede, but for now I will watch it, but it won't put smile on my face like in previous reincarnation, like in 90s, and that's horrible because the whole point of Vash the Stampede is not really really tale of not don't kill because that's bad, but if you the point of Trigun is if you want to resolve conflicts and change change it, you will have to live with the consequences, good or bad, and that's the point of a Trigun. And that's all for now, and see ya.